All right. I have been getting a lot of DMs of people asking why I got into breathwork. And so I just wanted to hop in here really quick today and just tell my story, tell that journey and what it looked like. So I am going to start at the very beginning of the year 2022. And that was a year that I had too many coaches, too many voices in my ears, and I really lost touch with myself. And I am naturally a very intuitive person. I'm able to really listen to my body and the answers that it's providing and not let like my logical brain get in my way of some decisions. And I had lost touch with that. And so I had hired a mindset coach in April, Andrea Crisp, freaking love you. And started working with her, and she helped me kind of start finding my way back to me. And as I started doing that, I was like, okay, what is my next goal? What is my next goal in my business? And that was getting into the room of my ideal clients that I could make connections with and support and maybe even connect to other people, right? And so I started looking for that, and I came across this coach on Instagram. Didn't know who she was, never met her before, but she looked good. We'll just say that. And I jumped into this program and in May, and it was a really negative, a really bad experience. And I will say that I take full blame for not listening to my gut when my gut was like, don't do it. This is not the right fit. And I still paid the payment, jumped in, and it was really a terrible fit. It brought up a lot in me, a lot of triggers. She showed me the really shady side of coaching and how scummy people can be. And after that experience, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to jump into another program for a while. I am going to dive into me. I am going to do some healing. And I took that whole summer to dive into me. I found Gabby Bernstein. I started doing a lot of her work. I read two of her books throughout the summer and did every piece of homework she gave in those. And I did a little challenge of hers, just all of it. And come September 30th, my dad got hit by a car. And I got a phone call. Actually, it was a text from one of his ex-wives. And she said, hey, did you hear about your dad's accident? And I was like, no, what happened? And she's like, well, he got hit by a car. And I guess that's when my stepbrother was supposed to have gone with him that night. And they couldn't get a hold of him. And come to find out, he was in the hospital. He had been hit as he was going across a crosswalk by a driver who just wasn't paying attention. And that really sent me into a tailspin. Um, my dad and I had a pretty estranged relationship. We didn't have a lot of contact over the past several years, but I was really at peace with where our relationship had ended or cut off, or, just kind of where we had lost touch with each other. I was really at peace. He knew I had forgiven him, and he was the one struggling to forgive himself for the kind of dad that he was when we were kids. And it was a really interesting experience to go through. And I suddenly became the medical, what is the word I'm looking for here? Like the medical authority, but that's not the word I'm looking for. But I was making all of his medical decisions, and um, it was really hard. And I remember going through this, and I was kind of in, I don't want to say a tailspin, but just figuring out what's next. Like, what is next in life? Like, it really makes you start to reevaluate everything. And I found myself on the Pause Breathwork website. I'd been following Sam Skelly for years, and I don't know why I booked a call, but I booked a call. I didn't even know the Breathwork Facilitator program was open. I got on the call on a Friday with cute Megan. She's adorable. Like everybody that works there, she provides an amazing container. I will just tell you that. But got on a call with Megan, talked through all of it, and it just felt right. I didn't know a lot about breathwork at the time. I had done 2 hypno breathwork sessions on Zoom with a friend that I have who does hypno breathwork, but I jumped in. Jumped in on a Friday. The program started Monday. My dad passed away Wednesday, and there was just something really interesting, something that shifted within me watching him take his final breath, that it really breathed life into me. It really helped me discover that there's more to life than living in fear of chasing my dreams, that there's more to life than worrying about what other people think, and that we never know when our life could be cut short. And so I dove all in. And what was even more interesting is I was already registered for this healing retreat, this rising motherhood retreat, for the Saturday after my dad passed away. And I just believe that the universe places things in our path for a reason. And the timing of everything happens just as it should. And so I had registered for this retreat months prior, and I was like, you know what? I'm going. And yes, I even almost turned around like 4 times on the way there. I was like, I don't want to go hang out with strangers. I booked a shared bed with a stranger. I was like trying to get out of my comfort zone, do all the things. And when I got there, they were so sweet. They had put me in my own bed because she's like, I know you probably don't want to be like sharing a bed with a stranger. And so it was really good. But what I didn't know is that they had already planned to facilitate an in person breathwork session. And that was my very first ever. And during that session, I knew, gosh, I don't know why I get so teary every time I talk about this, but I knew I was exactly where I was supposed to be. I knew that breath work was what I needed to get through that brick wall I felt like I was hitting with the mindset work and to heal. And what brought it full circle for me was not only feeling that and feeling my dad's presence and all of that, but going through his house after his passing and finding binders full, journals full of mindset work that he had been doing. Yet on his deathbed, he was still apologizing for the kind of dad that he was, and realizing that he struggled to forgive himself, and knowing that there is the beautiful gift of somatic tools to help you heal. And maybe he could have used that because the mindset work was only getting him so far. He needed to heal within his body. And that is what got me to dive even deeper into the breathwork program, is to realize that there are people out there like myself who have been doing the mindset work or who have simply been struggling in life. And maybe this is you, and you can like feel that woman deep inside of you, that mom that you desire to show up as, that happy-go-lucky version of you who's able to laugh with her kids and have fun and wake up every single day and not feel overwhelmed by life, but excited to see what the day holds. Breathwork brought that out for me. And I didn't want my dad's death to be in vain. That was a really hard decision to make. And I want other moms to realize life does not have to be overwhelming. Life does not have to feel hard. You do not have to be a victim to your circumstances, thinking that you can't afford the things that you desire or that you will never be able to build that dream home that you want to build. You have to get out of your own way, and you get to make that decision to change everything. And what breathwork did for me was changed everything. It has shifted the energy within me from that logical knowing that if she can do it, so can I. We all know that logically, right? But what breathwork has brought up in me is it's helped me connect with that higher version of me to begin embodying her. And now I feel it deep within my core that my dreams and everything that I desire to achieve in my life is already on its way to me, and that I am absolutely capable of creating a life I love with kids in tow in a much bigger way. Life feels good now, but how much better could it get? How much bigger can I dream? And now I believe it to my core that all of that is possible for me. And all of that is absolutely available for me. And it is for you too. And so if you are interested in trying breath work, I have a free integrative session. I will drop it down below in the show notes. Book book a free integrative breathwork session. Come try it out. Come tap into that best version of you. Come tap into that mom and that woman that you feel inside of you and you just don't know how to pull her out, because breathwork helped me find her, connect with her, and embody her so that now I show up every single day as the mom and CEO that I want to be. The fear of people pleasing and fear of judgment, it's gone. I won't say completely because it's not gone completely. It still shows up, but I am now able to overcome it and still show up in the way that I want to show up. It has expanded my capacity to hold space for my kids' big emotions. I used to get really irritated with my kids' big emotions, and my youngest one just really likes to be validated about everything, or something always hurts and she just needs you to acknowledge it. And it used to really irritate me, like, I'm not gonna lie. And it doesn't do that for me anymore. Like, breathwork has shifted who I am. And I want that for you. I want that for anyone who is open to receiving that and who knows you truly can change. You just have to decide. So book a free breathwork session if that sounds right for you, if that interests you at all, and you're just like, what is this? It was a little high on my woo scale, but it was science backed. That's why I jumped into the program too, is if it had some science backing, I could get behind it, because my woo scale is not high yet. I'm getting there. But that is my journey into breathwork. That is what led me to where I am today. And I am so grateful for this tool. I use it with my kids. I breathe almost every single day for myself. And it's just changed how I show up. It's changed my thoughts and beliefs about myself and what I can accomplish. And I just couldn't be more grateful. So I hope that was helpful. I just wanted to give you a little bit of my background into how I got into breathwork, what it's done for me, and what it can do for you. And I will talk to you on the next Mom Life Pep Talk.